Welcome to the channel, everybody. I am glad you found me. I set out to find the least expensive G-mounted lens that I could find on the internet. Well, I was surprised because I actually found a native G-mounted lens new for $215. Is there any way this lens is any good? And more importantly, does this lens produce good images? Well, stick with me to find out. So let's talk about this lens a little bit. The lens I found was an 11mm f2.8 ultra wide fisheye lens made by TT Artisan. This is a new company that just started making lenses in 2019. The lens is sold with many different full frame mounts and also comes with a mount for the GFX system. It is all manual, and due to its bulbous front element, you cannot add any filters to the front of this, so no circular polarizers or graduated filters or any filters of any kind are possible. When I unpackaged the lens, I was actually very surprised at the build quality, how smooth the focusing ring is. It feels very substantial, made of metal as opposed to plastic. All things that I was very surprised for $215. This feels like a much more expensive lens. But does it take good images? Let's kick off with talking about one of the big drawbacks of this lens. You can see with this image that the lens does not cover the sensor of the Fuji GFX medium format system. This lens was made for full frame cameras, even though TT Artisan sells it with a G mount for the medium format Fuji camera. This means you have to significantly crop every image that you take with this lens because you have to get rid of the heavy vignetting and also the image circle. This is not ideal and takes away from the high resolution of the Fuji GFX medium format system. After you crop the images from this lens, you still get a very wide angle fisheye style image. You can see with the second image, the stairs in the foreground really show the heavy distortion typical of a fisheye style lens. You can also see that as you go up the stairs and get closer to where the center of the image is, these lines significantly straighten out. The main issue that I want to point out with this previous image is the lack of resolution from this lens on the medium format Fuji GFX system. So let's dive into this resolution a little deeper with this next image. This third image has a lot of elements in it. When you move into the trees, you can see the focus is good, but it just does not have that same crispness. This really isn't a surprise based on the cost of this lens compared to the Fuji and even other medium format specific lenses. This lens was only $215, so I had modest expectations going into testing this lens, especially given how expensive other medium format lenses are compared to this. Based on the results, I was surprised at how good this lens actually performed and the images that I got from it. especially based on the price. But the images weren't what I'm used to with the Fuji or other vintage medium format lenses that I typically use. But were the images good enough? Would I buy this lens again? Well, that's kind of a loaded question. The fisheye is a fun look for some images. Therefore, I would buy this lens again, especially at the $215 price point. But even though I would purchase this lens new for $215, it really isn't going to come out of my bag very often. Fisheye lenses are not something I use a whole lot of, and they are super specialty lenses. Therefore, having one in my bag that is really reasonably priced, to me, is a great way to go. I would not recommend this lens to someone if it was going to be their only lens with the GFX Fuji system. It is a good lens to have kind of stashed away for those rare occasions that you need a fisheye lens to take a really interesting shot on location. Thank you for sticking around for this video. I really appreciate it. If you like this content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up below and leave me a comment. What did you think? Did you like the 11mm fisheye lens? What are your thoughts on it? Do you have another lens that you purchased for the GFX Fuji system on a budget price that you really like? Tell me about it. And if you're a fan of wide-angle lenses, don't forget to watch my review of the 23mm Fuji GF lens with the GFX 50S. And until next time, enjoy your photography journey.